Hi, friends. Welcome back. So it looks like Vivek and Musk are going to be part of the government. Yes, it looks like it's happening. Here's the headlines. Trump says Musk Ramaswamy to lead government efficiency effort. This is the official statement from the Trump-Vance transition team on November 12, 2024. Statement from President Donald J. Trump. And this is how they word it. I am pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, and they capitalize great. I can't make this stuff up. I am pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy. So I guess now we have titles: Great Elon Musk and American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy will lead the Department of Government Efficiency. So I guess we're making a new department. It really is DOGE. You can't make this stuff up. Together, these two wonderful Americans will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies essential to, quote, save America movement. Another quote, this will send shockwaves through the system and anyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of people, stated Mr. Musk. So I guess they did this PR in conjunction. I have a lot to say about these kind of things. We'll probably talk about this the next week or so as we get more and more announcements, but it even gets more crazier than that. This is a real headline. Trump picks Fox News host. Yes, someone on TV, a Fox News host, I think it's Fox and Friends, if you know this guy, an Army veteran, Pete Hegseth, to serve as Secretary of Defense. So Trump is really taking someone from Fox News, right? This guy, Pete, to be our Secretary of Defense. He's on Fox and Friends. I looked this guy up because I don't watch Fox. I know who this guy is. I recognize the face, but I just don't watch Fox. I'll be really frank. I was really shocked on this one. I was like, who the heck? And he's not a complete idiot. And I want to be fair here. It looks like he did undergrad at Princeton, did a master's at Harvard. So he's not, like I said, he's not a complete idiot. So he definitely has some education there. He did play basketball at Princeton, though. That means probably he got in under athletic guidelines, or athletic sort of admission standards, which is very different than a regular student, just to be aware. But he did serve in the military, so I'm not against him per se. It just comes off as a really odd pick. I'm like, okay, you're really picking someone on TV. This is something that we've known for a while, that Trump doesn't like to read. He watches Fox News all day. It's been coming out reports when he was in the White House before that he just sits around and watch Fox News all day and tweets all the time. And he trusts people on Fox News. And so I guess from Trump's point of view, he's like, it's going to be the best pick of all time. Amazing, right? That's what he says, or outstanding, or whatever. Okay, there's that. And then we have Marco Rubio. My understanding, he's going to be Secretary of the State, which is, again, I think this was an odd one. I mean, it's not who I would go with. And I understand if you're Republican, I guess all these people are your heroes because you see them on TV. But that's sort of how this game is played, right? If you're popular on Fox News, Trump sees you. He's like, oh, I totally see you. But please join me. And then Kristi Noem, I think she's like Homeland Security. There's been a bunch of announcements going on, but the big one is the Musk and the and this guy who's the Fox News host. So this is a statement from Senator Warren, because I just want to share what she had to say. She says, a Fox and Friends weekend co-host is not qualified to be Secretary of Defense. I lead the Senate Military Personnel Panel. All three of my brothers served in uniform. I respect every one of our service members. Donald Trump's pick will make us less safe and must be rejected. So they still got to get through approval. But I mean, we'll see. That's going to be an interesting one, how he performs. I mean, we'll see. Also, I want to bring this up again because I mentioned this in the last video, but just want to mention it again. So generally speaking, right, we have this rule that when you're going to take office and you're going to be a public official, you need to put your companies in a trust, right? Sort of divulge yourself, get rid of any kind of conflicts of interest, right? It is an issue. I'll give you a simple example. So let's say I'm a government official and I own a company, I don't know, we'll say shoes, right? And I pass a law that makes it so like, government's going to give a whole bunch of money to every shoe company or just my particular shoe company. Or in the particular situation of Musk, let's say, I have a CEO of a company and suddenly, all money from, all tax dollars goes to that particular CEO's company. Now, we would normally, In a sane world, we would normally call this corruption, and normally people would be against it. But I guess we live in a world where we applaud corruption. We like, yeah, I really want CEOs to give money to campaigns to buy seats in the government, and then I really want all of our tax dollars to go to said CEO. I just want you guys to think about this, and even if you're a Musk fan, okay, and I always make this really clear. Let's put the shoe on the other foot. You will know if you're biased if you have a different point of view. Let's say, for example, Tim Cook, right? Another famous CEO. Let's say he gave a whole bunch of money to the other side, right? Gives a bunch of money to Kamala Harris, and then he gets an appointment of like, oh, you're going to be Department of Technology, okay? And then suddenly Kamala Harris starts giving all bunch of tax dollars to Apple. Just think about that. Is that the world you want to live in, where you have like this blatant government corruption? It's strange, and then you have rules to where like you need to get rid of your conflicts of interest. This was, you can look at this article yourself. It's a really interesting one, but they because I could go through all these things like every single day, but there's too many. I mean, literally, there's too many. According to the New York Times, they reported that Trump had 3,400 conflicts of interest when he was in the White House. It's like, and that was just in 4 years. So, like I said, and if you actually look at 365 years a day, and you times that by 4, it's like a little bit over 1,000. And it's like 3,400. So I guess you have 3 conflicts of interest every day. It's like, okay. And I'm laughing because it's so ludicrous, right? And Elizabeth Warren had a statement about this. She says here, Donald Trump and the transition team are already breaking the law. I would know. Because I wrote the law. Incoming presidents are required to prevent conflicts of interest and sign an ethics agreement. This is what illegal corruption looks like. Yeah, so that's why I'm reading these statements. I just want you to understand that not everyone is freaking crazy in the USA, but guys, I just don't know what to tell you. I think, and someone's mentioned in comments, and I agree. I think there's a group of Americans out there that are like, you know what? I love billionaires, and I love giving my money to billionaires. And in the USA, it's actually quite interesting. People actually think, right, that even though you're born poor, that you can be like Elon Musk. Now, remember, Elon Musk and someone like Mr. Trump are born rich on golden toilets, right, with emeralds in their pockets. They're in a very different position than you, but for whatever reason, Americans live this fantasy world thinking that you can be them. So that's why you like corruption. You kind of want more of it, thinking that you can become like them. So I just, all I can do is laugh. I mean, I could get really angry and upset. And I read these statements of like what they're saying, the great Elon Musk, American Patriot Vivek. I mean, to me, we're just totally living in absurdity. Now, will this stuff get through Congress? Will we make new departments? That remains to be seen. But if the Republicans control, the House and the Senate, and they have the White House, why not? Why can't they just do whatever they want? And we have the great Elon Musk, and we start giving all our tax dollars to him. I guess what they're going to do, they're going to be cutting tons of government funding, again, funneling money to where they see fit. Let's read more from this statement regarding Musk and Vivek. It says here, it will become potentially the Manhattan Project of our time. Wow. So we're talking about cutting government services and cutting government departments as being just like Manhattan Project, right? Developing atomic weapons during World War II. If you haven't seen the movie Oppenheimer, please do. That's what essentially referring to. But, is it going to be that spectacular, cutting things? Republican politicians have dreamed about the objectives of DOGE for a very long time. To drive this kind of drastic change, the Department of Government Efficiency will provide advice and guidance from outside of government and will partner with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform and create an entrepreneurial approach to government never seen before. So I guess what we're talking about here is privatizing government, making money with government. I mean, entrepreneurial approach to government. It's like, can we get any more corrupt than we are? There's that. Let's see what else it has to say. I look forward to Elon and Vivek making changes to the federal bureaucracy with an eye on efficiency and at the same time making life better for all Americans. Importantly, we'll drive out the massive waste and fraud which exists throughout our $6.5 trillion of government spending. They will work together to liberate our economy, I guess capital, and make the U.S. government accountable to, quote, we the people, all caps. Their work will conclude no later than July 4th, 2026. So they're saying they're only going to do it for like, I guess, a year and a half, something like that. A smaller government with more efficiency and less bureaucracy will be a perfect gift to America on the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And it was weird when they posted the image here. It was actually cut off. I have right there. I can't read this. All this. I think it probably says I am confident they will succeed. I think that's what it says. But regarding any of these kind of things, I mean, I think what we're dealing with, I'll just be honest with you guys. I think, the people who voted for the Trump and stuff, that they're basically low information voters, and they're not really going to be following this stuff that closely, nor will they understand it. But what Musk wants essentially is to cut things like the SEC, so no regulations on the stock market, cut things like the National Highway and Transit, safety. So you put whatever unsafe cars are on the road, cut the RS, that kind of stuff. So no one's going to taxi them. Like, there's a reason why we have certain regulations out there to protect you from companies. There's a reason why, we have rules in place. So like, these kind of people don't abuse you or abuse the government or abuse power. And I'll just leave this really simple question to you. Have you ever had a situation where you feel like there are different laws for rich people than for poor people? It's a simple question, right? And if you've ever felt that way, like, oh, the wealthy can get away with whatever they want, I'll just suggest this to you that it's only going to get worse. And they're saying it's out there to help the American people, but really they're just looking to help people like that and funnel your tax dollars to go to Mars and funnel your tax dollars to Tesla. But I guess if you're in Tesla stock, yeah, I love corruption. Just give me all the tax dollars possible. Fantastic. So all I can do is laugh. I think the U.S. is officially a joke now. It's been a joke for a while. I mean, we elected just be honest, a reality TV star to office, not once, but now twice. And I guess he wants to add more, Twitter stars and Fox Friends stars to his cabinet. And that's what we got. So good luck, everyone. That's the majority of USA. It is what it is. And want to hear your thoughts on this one. And we'll talk about it more as we get more announcements on this. Catch you next time.